Welcome back to the E39 M5 detailing series. We've done the engine bay, the headlights. Today we're going to tackle the decontamination wash. I'm going to show you guys exactly how we're going to utilize the Armour Detail Supply line to fully strip and prep this paint for what I think is probably going to be a pretty serious paint correction. I think people often glaze over the decon wash when talking about the whole detailing process as a sphere, and I understand that it doesn't necessarily equate to the final result you get with the paint, but I think it really does help you get there more effectively and prolong those results tenfold. So basically, the decon wash is designed to remove any embedded and surface contaminants from the vehicle's paint prior to moving on to the more complex or transformative detailing processes like polishing. If the paint isn't properly decontaminated prior to polishing or paint correction, what's going to happen those first couple passes, all your pad is going to be doing is cleaning the paint. It's going to be clogging the pad up, effectively removing no clear coat, removing no defects, just cleaning, and then what those contaminants are going to do is most likely scratch the paint via marring when you go to polish the rest of the panel, which is exactly what we don't want. When it comes to the embedded contamination, if we leave that in the paint and then move on to our wax, sealant, ceramic coating, whatever it is we're going to be protecting the vehicle with, what's going to happen is we're not going to get a really strong bond. We really want a complete blank surface for that. And then also that contamination is going to be eating away at your coating or wax from the inside. And then of course, all the road grime, environmental fallout is going to be eating it from the outside, effectively making the lifespan of it way shorter, which is quite literally exactly what we don't want. All this process, everything we're doing is to prolong the life of the protection on the vehicle, really meaning prolonging the life of the vehicle as long as possible. So I think to better explain each step in this process, we'll just get into the products and I'll walk you through them. The first thing before we get into any of the chemicals, we are going to rinse the vehicle top to bottom, trying to remove as much loose debris as possible. Once that debris is off the car, the chemicals are going to have a more direct shot of the paint, meaning they're going to be more effective. So the first chemical, Armour Detail Supply, Decon Soap. The link to all these products is going to be in the description below. And if you're shopping at Carzilla in Canada, you can use the code Chromatic to save yourself a little bit of money on some really high quality products. Decon Soap from ADS is a high pH shampoo, meaning there are actual degreasers in the soap helping us clean the vehicle during the foaming and hand washing process, which is great. It's exactly what we want. A lot of shampoos now are pH neutral, which are great for adding lubricity, making maintenance washing safer. But when it comes to a wash like this, when you're trying to remove as much as we possibly can from the paintwork, a Decon soap like this is going to be really effective. The way I'm going to use this is squirt some into my foam cannon. Once the vehicle's rinsed, foam it down top to bottom, let it dwell for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then foam it down again and move straight into my hand wash with Decon soap in the actual bucket. Now, if this was a maintenance wash, I would foam the vehicle, rinse it, and then hand wash. So this is going to be a marginally different step, but I just think because I'm moving into such a serious paint correction, I don't mind just using the hand wash or doing the hand wash when the foam is still on the vehicle. Now, this is all preference. You can watch my video, you can watch Matt Morman's video, you can watch a Rinseless Wash Warriors video. We're all gonna have slightly different ideas of what the best is, but I think it's cool for you guys to watch all of them or a couple of them, gather what you like and kind of put together your own process, hopefully using some high quality products and getting some high quality results. Once the hand wash is complete and we are done with our Decon soap, we're gonna move straight into our chemical decontamination. But before I get into all that, we should probably take care of the hand wash. You'll notice I'm not touching the wheels in this video. In videos coming up, I'm gonna lift the car, take the wheels off, wash them, polish them, coat them, as well as the wheel arches. So in this video, they're not even gonna get as little as rinsed. foamed the car. I honestly let it dwell for probably 15 minutes, which feels a bit long. It was pretty much entirely off the vehicle, and I did this so that ideally pull as much debris as possible using those cleaners within the Armour Detail Supply Decon Soap. If you're outside in the sun, this isn't necessarily the greatest idea. The shop is 70 degrees, the water is deionized. It's kind of the perfect storm to let stuff sit on the vehicle as long as you want. But with the elements involved, you're gonna have to be a bit more cautious. You really don't want the soap drying up on the surface of the vehicle. So now I'm gonna refoam the car. This is just gonna add some lubricity to my wash. I have one bucket here, one, not two. This is another factor for me personally with decon washing. I can see the paint. I probably haven't shown it exactly on camera, but this car's paint is total. There's water spots everywhere, swirls, defects, anything you can imagine is on this vehicle. Adding an additional bucket to this process, it may be good practice, but in terms of actually doing anything to benefit this vehicle, it's going to do absolutely zero. If I add 5% more marring because I'm only using one bucket, which isn't gonna happen, it won't matter because of how hard I'm gonna have to cut to get these water spots out of the paint. So one bucket, sorry if that offends you guys. Maintenance washes, 2 buckets, sometimes 3 if the rocker panels are extremely dirty. But in this bucket, I have a wash mitt, a new one. I try and keep them pretty fresh. And then one detailing brush. This is gonna be for the grills and around the windows. I really like to kind of get it into the gaskets on there and try and get as much dirt out as possible. So I'm gonna foam it, pour some soap in the bucket, get some bubbles going, and then we're gonna work top to bottom washing the car. The first part of our decon wash is done. So at this point, we should have a a clean vehicle. It's going to be contaminated, but in theory it's clean. There's no loose debris sitting on the paint, and we can move into our first step in the decontamination process, which is going to be a dedicated iron remover. So we're using iron from Armour Detail Supply. What this is going to do is remove any embedded contamination in the paint, plastics, glass, basically anywhere on the vehicle. We're going to spray this all over, let it dwell for 3 to 5 minutes, and then rinse it away. It is really important that you spend a good amount of time rinsing it away, because this stuff can get stuck in the crevices and you really don't want it to dry out on your paint and cause harm. So once it's done, that 3 to 5 minutes, rinse it very, very thoroughly. And then once it's rinsed, we should have paint that's clean of any embedded contaminants, any environmental fallout, anything that's in the clear coat that could hinder that bond, as I was talking about with our ceramic coating, wax, sealant, whatever we choose to put on the paint. Once it's rinsed, we'll move on to our final step in the decon process, which is going to be our mechanical decontamination. Moving on to our second step in the decontamination process is our mechanical decontamination, and the name kind of speaks for itself. We're going to be using a clay bar to mechanically decontaminate and remove surface contaminants from the paint. So I prefer a clay bar over clay towels and other clay options because I think it is the most aggressive and the most effective. It allows you to really get into every little nook and cranny in the body lines of a vehicle the best. It may possibly give you a little bit more marring than the other options, but I believe that the other options aren't fully removing all the surface contaminants. This is. Now, when you're moving on to a serious paint correction like we're gonna be doing here, any minor additional marring that this clay bar adds is gonna be redundant when it comes to the stuff we're actually gonna be cutting out of the paint. So you really don't need to worry. If it's a maintenance wash and you're removing stuff that's just minor, not polishing after, maybe those other options are better. But in this case, clay bar all the way, and a fairly aggressive clay bar at that. This is gonna be our lubricant. All this is a cap of Optimum No Rinse mixed with water, and it's gonna just allow us a little bit more lubricity. You can use a lot of different things with these. A lot of rinseless washes are perfect for this application. And then once we're done claying a panel, we're gonna go in with the drying towel, dry it, and at that point, our paint will be ready for the paint correction process. car is now fully deconned. It's quite nice actually using a rinseless in your clay lubricant because it lifts the water off the panel and allows it to become dry a lot easier. Typically, when a panel or a vehicle is wet that hasn't been detailed in a while, the water on it is basically like glue and it's going to want to stick to it. This way it lifts it off and allows you to dry it just way easier. So now our paint is decontaminated, but you're going to hear something. It still sounds just a little bit rough, which typically it shouldn't after a decon, but the water deposits on this car are so bad that it has a little bit of texture. Now, I was thinking there was going to be water spots on this, but sometimes you get your hopes up and hope that maybe it was just kind of dirt deposits beating up and then sitting on the paint, and when you go to wash it, they all wash away. But in this instance, it's just layers and layers and layers of water spots. Glass, paint, trims, it's everywhere. So the paint correction, needless to say, is going to be pretty extreme. And then I did just a tiny little test spot here just in case the water spots aren't picking up perfectly on camera. I can show you what it's going to look like after it's polished. And that's about that. Polishing isn't happening in this video, of course, but it's going to happen soon. First, we can take the wheels off, polish them, do the wheel arches, paint some brakes, get it looking a lot more sorted in there, and then we'll move on to a paint correction, which I think is probably going to end up taking 30, 40 hours, maybe more. No limit to the time I want to spend on this. I want it to be as good as possible within the realm of detailing.